Is just a think aloud to show you how to transform ideas on your plan into full sentences that you want to appear in your essay. So what you'll notice here on my page is that I have a written plan for the introduction to my essay. And this should look familiar to you because it is how I told you to set up your plan last week. And what I like to do, and I like for you to get in the habit of doing it, is to actually physically write out, pen and paper, pencil paper, a plan, and then just go ahead and when you start drafting, go straight to typing. That's important because when you take the FSA test, that's the format that you'll be given. You'll get a piece of paper and a pencil and be able to plan. And then in order to make sure that you get your essay done in time, you'll want to go right to the typing. You won't want to write an essay and then type it. So it's a little bit of both. You're using both modes. You're going to physically be writing on paper, but then also need to be able to type fairly quickly, at least efficiently. And so that's why I like to model this particular process. So we start with my writing here, and at the top you see the 3 components that are necessary for an introduction. I need to have an attention getter, something catchy, something to kind of set my reader up, maybe connect to the prompt or to the topic. There are lots of different options. Telling a little story, which we call an anecdote, is a great way to begin. Giving your reader some imperative sentences, like telling them to think about something, imagine something. Perhaps some questions, rhetorical questions, although they do need to be pretty advanced, not something very simple like, do you like stories? I like stories. That's a very elementary way. And a lot of teachers will tell you not to start with questions because of that. But if you can really come up with an interesting, provocative question, I think that's acceptable. It just needs to be something that really is thought-provoking. Shocking statistic, interesting fact, personal connection is always good. A few sentences to get your reader thinking about your topic, activate their knowledge. Your thesis statement, because we're writing informative, we are simply stating our topic. We're telling our reader what the essay is about without saying my essay is about. So it should be very clear within the first 2-3 sentences what we'll be hearing from you. It just needs to be in a little bit of a kind of camouflage way. And then finally, the preview, the essay preview. What's to come? What are these paragraphs going to be about? Really what you can do is list your points. Your points, the P in Pearl, those are going to be the things that you talk about. And that can consist, or your preview can consist of that. Other thing you'll notice is that I don't really necessarily have complete sentences for all of this. These are just some ideas. Bullet points are totally fine on your plan. You want to save time. You want to save space. And so really just getting ideas down that you want to talk about. Then when you start typing, that's when you're transforming. That's when you're adding all the interesting stuff, the great words, the great sentences. So I'm just going to do a little think aloud here. Please excuse me. It is hard for me to type and talk at the same time. So if I mess up, just forgive me. But really what I want to do now is I have these words: intensity, action, suspense. I need to turn that into a sentence that introduces what I'm going to talk about. It maybe connects to my prompt, which is how the author develops a plot through various techniques, and kind of ease into my thesis statement. So I am going to say here, a short story has an exciting, plot. Okay, so I am going to be talking about plot, so I'm starting to connect to my topic already. Say that often means the events include intensity, action, suspense. I got an attention getter there. That's what I'm going to do with that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mention the topic of my essay. I'm going to say the story. Most dangerous game is one such story. That's not really part of my thesis, but I do want to kind of finish my idea there. Here's where I really get at my thesis statement. Author of this tale uses literary techniques. This is my thesis statement. It's what my whole essay is supposed to be about, to craft a powerful and interesting chain of events. Now notice that I didn't just say story again. I have story in my plan, but that's a little bit lame because I said it already a couple times. So I came up with a more creative way, just a little bit of a better writing upgrade. That's it. A little tiny change makes a big difference in how the reader feels your style and understands your ideas. And also, it's impressive to improve on your word choice rather than having repetition. So I changed story to chain of events as a little upgrade there. Now I've got characterization, suspenseful moments. I want to alert my reader that that's what I am going to be telling you about without saying, I am going to tell you about characterization and suspenseful moments. So I'm going to come up with maybe a little more clever way to present those ideas are up and coming in my essay. So I am going to say through characterization and suspenseful moments. Let's see, the reader experiences equality. Sorry for my typing. Like I said, it's hard for me to think and talk and type at the same time. So we've got through characterization and suspenseful moments, the reader experiences a quality short story. Now, you can go back and look through this, and I can find all of the components that I need. I have got a little bit of intention getter right here. I have got a thesis statement where I clearly tell what my essay is going to be about, because I know that in this essay, I'm going to hear about the techniques that the author uses to create a powerful story. And then what? Well, I end up talking about characterization and suspenseful moments. So you can see the different components that are actually there, and they came right from my plan. It doesn't sound like a list. It sounds like a well-written series of sentences, but it's very short. There's no evidence. There's no elaboration. It's simply giving them an introduction to the great ideas that are going to come in the body of the essay.